In this video, I'm going to go over the results from my 2-week Shopify dropshipping experiment. Let's get into it. Hi everyone, I'm Mark and this is Money with Mark. This is the YouTube channel all about personal finances, how we earn it, how we spend it, how we save it, and how we invest it, helping you become financially independent or achieve whatever your financial goals are. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then hit the subscribe button down below this video to get more awesome videos just like this one. Okay, so in my last video, which if you haven't watched it, that's part 1 to this video. So click the link up in the top here and you can go watch that video. I explained and set up my very first Shopify dropshipping store. And I challenged myself to try it out for 2 weeks. And in those 2 weeks, I built a Shopify store, my very first Shopify store ever. I set up my marketing channels to run high targeted traffic to my store, and I started collecting and running those ads. So over the course of the 2 weeks, my results were interesting. For the first few days, as I was building my store and setting up the ads, I was looking and I was just seeing 0 sales, 0 sales, 0 sales, and it was starting to get a little bit discouraging. Now, as an entrepreneur, I'm very familiar with the ups and downs that starting a business comes with. So even though this was a bit disheartening to see, I wasn't about ready to quit because I still had more time left in my 2-week experiment. And it's important to know that as my ads continue to run, they start to learn better about what type of person is more likely to convert on my store, because I've set up my advertisements to maximize conversions. So the longer they run, the more data these ad platforms get, and the better they'll be able to target my traffic. So let's stop beating around the bush and let's dive into the exact results that I got over this 2-week challenge. Drum roll, please. Okay, so the number of sales that I got over these 2 weeks was 1. And now hold off before you click off this video because there's a lot to dive into with this one sale. So to start, this one sale was for $314. And it's not just one sale because, as I mentioned in my previous video where I set up this store, this is not an everyday business model. I'm not selling one-off products here. My Shopify store that I built out is a subscription-based business. So even though I only have one sale for $314, that sale occurs every month, month after month in perpetuity. That makes my total revenue from just this one customer at around $3,780 for 1 year. Now that's starting to look a little bit better. And let's dive into this a little bit more because obviously there's costs with this. Now my direct costs have a profit margin of about 50%. So that's the product they're subscribing to and the amount that they're paying. So that discrepancy is 50%. So 50% margins mean I make about $150 per month off of just this one customer. But there's more because now I also have to pay Shopify $15 a month, I think, or either bi-weekly. So that's not a huge cost, but it does eat into my profits a little bit. And I have to factor in how much money I've spent on advertisements so far. And the amount I've spent on advertisements is just under $500. Now on the surface, that doesn't seem very good. I spent $500 to make only $300 worth of revenue. Obviously, that doesn't sound sustainable. But when you look at the business model that I've built out here with the subscription business, it ends up working out a lot more, which is why the subscription business model is becoming so popular, because I can spend more money up front to acquire these customers and make more money based on their lifetime value. So even though I spent $500 to acquire just one customer, the amount of money I make from them in 1 year is about $3,780. When you take away the actual direct costs I have, I'm still making about $1,800 per year off of this one customer. So now spending $500 to make $1,800 worth of profit seems really good. That makes my profit margin about $1,300 per year. And that's a really good profit margin, making it about 35%. But there is one big problem with my store and my entire setup that I have with this e-commerce Shopify store. And that is this, is that my conversion rate is only at about 0.26%. And that's a really bad conversion rate. Even though my top of funnel traffic is pretty well targeted and getting better every day, that still won't help the fact that the people who do land on my store are only converting at 0.26. In my particular industry, for what I built out on this Shopify store, I'm looking for a 1 to 5% conversion rate, and that's at the pretty conservative range. If we're really, really good, we may be able to get like a 10 to 30% conversion rate, although I don't think we can reach that high. Those are like extreme numbers. I think realistically, if we put in some more work into this store, we can bring it up to like a 10% conversion rate. Now, there's a lot going into that because when I first built out this store, I didn't put much time into it. I didn't put much effort into it, and I'm not doing any sort of split testing with any copy or any conversion rate optimization. Now, what I will do with this store is build out a new store that is going to have those multiple pages where I can start to test out different elements and see how well they convert. And just even looking at my store from the beginning, because the Shopify templates are pretty standardized, it doesn't give me a lot of opportunity to really adjust my store and make the layout and entire buttons really optimized to convert well. So if you think I should keep this store and work on the conversion rate and see how much money I can generate from it, then give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments down below if you're interested in keeping up with this business. Even my add to cart conversion was only about 2.5%. I'd like to see this store get to a place where my add to cart conversion is at about 15-30%, and my overall conversions is between 5 to 10%. If I was able to do that, I should be able to get my conversions up to about 70 customers per month, and that would result in just over $11,000 of profit every single month. So my goal for my next video in this series of building a Shopify store is going to be to build a new store out and build out some better landing pages that are optimized to convert. So really, we have this 2-week data on getting our ads right and also starting to figure out if this is a viable business, and we've proved that it is. And now we really need to look back at this store because ultimately all these videos on YouTube where people are building Shopify stores in 7 days or 1 week, they're really, really bad examples because a Shopify store is not this one-time build it, set it and forget it money-making machine. It's a business, and it's a real business that requires your time and attention, and consistently over time, you continue to build on and work on your business to make it more profitable. So that's a really important lesson and a takeaway from this video is to understand and realize that when you're diving into these opportunities, you can't look at them as this short-term solution. Mind you, I do these videos to obviously get more people interested in money and building businesses and being responsible with their personal finances. But overall, if you are interested in building a business, it is a slow and methodical process. And if you don't have any skills to do it, it's important that you consult with the right people who have the expertise that you need. So if you guys would like to see more videos on me continuing to grow this Shopify store, then let me know in the comments below this video, and I'd be happy to do more versions on this video. And maybe one day, if we get enough subscribers to the YouTube channel, that is, I'll actually release this brand and this store name and tell you guys what it is and what the brand is that I built. So for now, that's it for this video. I'm Mark, and this is Money with Mark. I will see you in the next video. Peace.